You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25. 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the Great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Line Up for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the bubble. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
All right, you guys, let's listen up.
Keep playing like this, will be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing second base for the Arizona Diamondbacks, it's Ketel Marte. 10 home runs, 16 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .294. Batting second, playing right, Corbin Carroll. 18 home runs, 39 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .262. Lourdes Gurriel is in left field and batting third. 8 home runs, 33 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .251. Eugenio Suarez batting cleanup and playing third. 16 home runs, 44 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .231. Randall Grichuk is batting fifth, the designated hitter. 3 home runs, 11 RBI, a .268 clip. Josh Naylor at first base, batting sixth. 7 home runs, 37 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .292. Moreno is back behind home plate and batting seventh. He has 4 home runs, 17 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .282. Tawa is in center field and batting eighth. 6 home runs, 14 RBI, a .223 clip. And Perdomo is at short and batting ninth. He has 6 home runs, 41 RBI, 11 stolen bases, batting .276. On the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks, it's Merrill Kelly. He's 5-2 with a 3.78 ERA, a 106 whip, 69 innings, 55 hits, 64 strikeouts, 18 walks, and 8 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with the conductor, Chris Sale, who's 3-3 with the 3.06 ERA, a 1.24 whip, 67 innings, 65 hits, 66 strikeouts, 19 walks, and 7 home runs served. Backing up Chris Sale in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing right field, it's Ronald Acuna Jr., batting .342, 3 home runs, 6 RBI. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 10 home runs, 33 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .275. Matt Olson, batting third, playing first. 12 home runs, 31 RBI, a .240 average. Marcell Ozuna, batting cleanup, the designated hitter. 10 home runs, 25 RBI, a .278 clip. Ozzie Albies, batting fifth and playing second. He's got a .235 average, 6 home runs, 23 RBI, 6 stolen bases. Alex Verdugo, batting sixth, 10 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .252. Sean Murphy, batting seventh behind home plate. He's got 9 home runs, 20 RBI, and a .221 average. And Nick Allen is batting eighth and playing short. He's got 12 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .236. Batting ninth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's got 3 home runs, 33 RBI, 10 stolen bases, a .231 average, and the best glove in the business. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Roberto Ortiz. Your first base umpire, Austin Jones. Second base will be manned by Chad Fairchild, and down the third base line, it's Ben May. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park at first pitch are expected to be around 78 degrees. Chance of rain early, clearing up by mid to late evening. The wind is expected to be blowing left to right at about 10 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 175 on the money line. The over-under 7.5. Pitching props. Sale's strikeout number is over-under 6.5 at minus 140. Merrill Kelly over 5.5 at plus 115. Total outs. Sale 18.5. Merrill Kelly 17.5. Our pick to click tonight, we're going to go with the numbers. The Big Zoo is 2 for 3 lifetime versus Merrill Kelly with a home run and an RBI. Keep an eye on Sean Murphy as well. He's 2 for 6 with a homer. Riley has a home run as well and is 4 for 12. Keys to the game tonight, very heavy right-handed batting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks with the southpaw Sale on the mound. Chris Sale's going to have to work them inside with the hard stuff and get them to reach with the slider on the outer edge. He's had that pitch working the last few times out to perfection. We're looking for Sale to go 7 strong. We'll take 6, 2 runs or less, and that ought to be enough to get the Braves over the hump and back into the win column. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the Country Club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Someone might want to wake up Hellion. She had us coming on at 10 o'clock tonight. Never question the meteorologist at Braves Country Radio. Dr. McGee will be chiming in very shortly as well. All right, let's get it, Braves Country. I see Robert, John, Charlie Elrod, Birdwell, John Boy, Helion, Gary the Real McCoy. Who else do we have in here? Bugs, Mark Ricky Ricardo, Nathaniel Harlow, Amber, good to see you. Brian Smith, B.A. Baracus Bryant, Andrews, Love Offers, Timmy Pownell. Who else do we have in here tonight? See if I've missed anyone. Underwater, good to see you. I won't go too far back considering we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. CT, Quinn Sykes. I think that's just about everybody. If we missed anyone, jump back in the comics. Randall Richards, Tree Fitty, King James Hagan, Bam Bam, Thomas, Jason Adams, Up and Adams, Kumar. Wasn't there like a movie, Kumar and White Castle or something like that? Neil Peterson, Mr. Heinitz, Hewitt, Mr. 2. That's a long collaboration of a name right there. and Uncle Charlie Fritz, Shannon Todd. All right, let's get going. We'll be back in a flash for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. Now, we're working under the assumption that it is coming back at 8:20. That was the last update that we got. They have not come back on the ball game broadcast, but that's how the Braves do it. I see Arizona come on to their broadcast, so I'm assuming we're just moments away for the Braves to kick on. And if that is the case, we'll be ready to roll here for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Doesn't appear we're going to have an issue once we get the game going, assuming it's now. We're not going to have an issue with the wind and rain. It looked like it was leaving the area, so that's good to see. Braves are wearing their home whites, Braves across the chest in red. Tomahawk underneath, all outlined in navy. Red piping down the middle of the chest and on the sides. Numerals in red, outlined in navy, and navy names on the back. We'll have the classic navy ball cap with the red bill and the white A representing the city of Atlanta. As Chris Sale fires his final warm-up tosses. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like, if you will. Please subscribe. It's free to do so. And share with anyone you can. We want to build this channel as much as we can. Appreciate everybody hitting that subscription and sharing it as much as they can. The bigger crowd we have in here, I think the more fun everybody has. Chris Sale, what you'll see from him tonight is a 4-pitch mix, slider, change, 4-seam sinker. He'll lean on that slider and 4-seam about 89% of the time, 48 on the slider, 41 on the 4-seamer. The change at about 7%, and the sinker has really turned into a show-me pitch with Chris Sale at about 3% of the time. It's just enough to keep you off balance. Ketel Marte, who slammed 2 home runs last night, will lead us off. Diamondbacks, gray pants, black shirt. Blue-green striping down the middle with their Diamondbacks logo on the left chest. They'll have black ball caps tonight with the Diamondbacks logo on the front. Red bill. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way. 97 up top. Just misses high. It's 1-0. Roberto Ortiz is the home plate umpire. 1-0. Sale kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. It's 1-1. So when it's all said and done, this game started about an hour late, as it was supposed to be a 7:15 first pitch. As the Braves fans are starting to trickle into Truist Park, I'm sure a lot of them were hiding for shelter. As the 1-1 fouls it straight back, it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Diamondbacks nothing. Top of the first inning. The infield back and to the left, the 1-2. Try to go and chase that slider outside 2-2. Good to see you, my man Nathaniel Brooks. Garrett Clemens is in here too. I see Ben. I don't think I saw you earlier. The 2-2. Swing just got a piece of it. Bangs it back foul. Marte takes his time out, steps out of the box for a second. '87, good to see you. The 2-2 from Sale. Bender way outside, wide, 3-2. Tried to chase that slider, but that was about a foot off the plate. They're in the 6th inning in Toronto. The Phillies lead the Blue Jays 1-0. Castellanos with the solo shot, the 3-2. That pitch is nowhere near the zone, and he'll walk the leadoff batter, and you don't like to see that. Chris Sale tends to have his struggles, especially in the first inning. He doesn't always give up runs, but he always tends to fail to have a clean first inning. So 1 on, nobody out. Corbin Carroll coming to the plate. Corbin Carroll, first pitch, slider right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Carroll batting .262 on the year. The 18 home runs, 39 RBI, a .914 OPS. The 0-1 swing lifts it down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. Just foul. Bounced into the corner. If that would have been fair, it would have been extra bases. I think Marte would have scored. Acuna had a long way to go on that one. They're not playing him to pull, though the wind is blowing that way, and he is a left-handed pull hitter, but I guess with Sale on the mound, they expect him to hit it the other way. He almost got around on that. That That pitch, by the way, was about 3 inches below the knees. The 0-2 from Sale. Try to get him to chase outside. 1-2. Washington leads the Cubs 1-0. They are in the 8th inning already. Good night, Irene. That game started at 6:45, I think. They might have that thing done in 2 hours. The 1-2, chopper back to the mound. Sale has it. He'll go to first, get the easy out. 1-3 put out. Marte goes down into scoring position with one away. And that is an extremely fast-moving game. I don't believe they started it early. I believe that was the game I put on when I was waiting for some kind of a verification if we were going to start in a rain delay. It must not be, 1-0, there's not much offense. There must not have been many hits in that game. No, at one point, the Cubs had the bases loaded in the first inning, but they must not have done anything after that. Gurriel, the batter, first pitch on the way is 95 inside. It's 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. Boyd went 7 in that game with 6 strikeouts and allowed just 2 hits. And the Washington pitcher was Gore. He went 7 and struck out 7. The 1-0. Inside, 1-1. He only gave up 3 hits. So they didn't have a whole lot of ducks on the pond in that game. That's how they've gotten that game. Those two guys are pitching a couple of Maddox's games. 1-1 count. Marte at second, representing the go-ahead run. Sale turns around, spins towards second, nobody covering, so he'll just hold on to it. That will count as one of his moves. No, I saw this earlier. 1-1 misses inside, 2-1. Trying to figure out who got that. Helian gifted a country club membership. Trying to figure out who was brought into the fold. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, rips it down the third base line, but foul. We'll do it again. So a 2-2 count, runner at second, 1 out. Jose, welcome to the country club via Helion. The 2-2, way high outside, ball 3-2. Struggling with command a little bit here in the first inning. Brian, you absolutely copied and pasted that name. The payoff pitch, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. And he'll head down to first. So already out the gate, Chris Sale has walked 2 batters of the first 3 he faced, bringing Suarez to the plate. We know what he can do. He was the man that had that 4 home run game against the Braves out in Arizona this year. Lefty-righty matchup. He is a double play waiting to happen with his speed. First pitch on the way. Slider. About just above the belt for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty. Double play depth for the infield defense. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. We'll move the screen back so you can see if there's any double play attempts or anything that goes on in the field. The 0-2 from Sale. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. 2 away. Good pitch by Sale. First strikeout of the night. That's the slider if he's got it working. He wants it a little lower than that, but that's essentially what he's trying to do, is get those right-handers out on their front foot. So Sale 1 out away from getting out of this mess. It's Randall Gritchick at the plate. He's a tough customer. First pitch on the way. There's a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. Much more against left-handed batting these days. Still batting .268 overall with 3 home runs, 11 RBI, and .814 OPS. He's got good speed. The 0-1. Slider down and in. 1-1. Chris Sale is at 22 pitches. So that's a bit concerning if you want him to go far. 1-1 count. Top of the first. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch from Sale. Kicks and fires. Fastball just misses inside. 2-1. He's just missing with his command. I mean, just barely with that fastball inside. That's the 4th one he's thrown in off the plate. The 2-1. Swing, rips it foul. Well out in front of that slider. Towards the third base dugout. 2-2. Two count. Sale comes set. Brings it. Swing, rips it down the third base line. Just foul. A diving Austin Riley. Man, that looked like that was going to be trouble. Thought he was going to sneak that inside the bag there. It is just foul by maybe 2 or 3 inches. It almost looked like Riley had touched it with his glove. That's what I was concerned about. But I guess he did not have. You would think there'd be some kind of a challenge if there was. The 2-2, 2 on, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the high heat, and that'll end the inning. So Sale once again dances out of danger in the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Grab the sticks. Acuna comes to the plate.
So come to find out, the barber that lives around the corner from me just got arrested for selling drugs. You just never know about people, man. I've been going to this dude for 12 years. Never knew he was a barber. She's crazy, man.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Craig Biggio is remembered as a great contact hitter and one of the best Astros ever. In 1997, he played 162 games without grounding into a double play, becoming the only player to ever do that. Hunter Greene is an extremely exciting prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of that excitement comes from his electric fastball. In his April 16th start against the Dodgers, he threw 39 pitches over 100 miles per hour, setting a new record.
Baseball had become one of the biggest entertainment industries in the country, and when war actually came in April, the owners saw no reason to stop playing.
With an astonishing disregard for the new proprieties and new decencies, the so-called magnates of baseball have proclaimed in both leagues their unswerving adherence to the wretched fallacy of business as usual. New York Times.
The owners argued that baseball should be declared an essential wartime industry so that players would be exempt from the draft. It didn't work.
July the 21st, 1918. Baseball received a knockout wallop yesterday when Secretary Baker ruled players in the draft age must obtain employment calculated to aid in the successful prosecution of the war or shoulder guns and fight.
Fresh recruits drilled on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Brooklyn and Manhattan teams had developed the game of baseball 70 years before. Some ball players found jobs in defense industries where they were paid handsomely to play on company teams. But 247 major leaguers did serve, and 3 were killed in action.
Merrill Kelly goes to work. Good to see you, Taku. I don't think I've seen you in a while. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is down below the knees. Cutter misses for a ball. It's 1-0. If you're just joining us, the game started about an hour late. rain delay in Atlanta. Looks like clear sailing after about an hour delay. As the 1-0 misses inside. Acuna has to bend out of the way. That almost got him. The 2-0 pitch, below the knees, but called for a low strike. Thank you, Taku. One is right there, first strike, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Acuna trying to get aboard, batting .342. Of course, he's only had a few at bats this year, but it's good to see him come strong out of the gates. The 2-2 inside. That one almost gets him. That one spins him around. That came dangerously close above the shoulders. Don't go anywhere. We might have some extracurricular activity if that continues. Chris Sale doesn't seem like the type that would allow Acuna to get hit and not be a response. The payoff pitch to Ronald Acuna. As he digs in, they set up low. Swing and a miss, strike 3, changeup out in front, one away. That very well might have been just a purpose pitch to get Acuna from leaning out. Set him up with that changeup. Austin Riley, the batter, batting .275 with 10 home runs. First pitch, righty-righty, misses outside. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing, hits it hard on the ground, but right to Perdomo. That'll be an easy 6-3 put out. 2 down. The infield for the Diamondbacks tonight, Suarez, Perdomo, Marte, and Naylor. Left to right around the diamond. Moreno's behind the plate once again. Gurriel is in left, Carroll in right, Tawa is in center. That's your only real difference from last night's. First pitch on the way to Olsen is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The Braves infield is exactly the same as last night, except for Murphy behind the plate, and the outfield is exactly the same. We'll go over it in the top of the second. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So Merrill Kelly looking to get a quick inning. He's only at 10 pitches. He's already got an 0-2 count on Olsen. Braves nothing. Diamondbacks nothing. The 0-2. Low below the knees, called for a strike, backwards K. That has always been Roberto Ortiz. He calls the low pitch, and the Braves batters are going to have to adjust. We'll be back in a flash. Chris Sale goes back on the bump. We go to the second inning.
This is the best tip for saving money as an adult.
Lay the down and try not to move.
Hey, could somebody explain to me how I can still remember my childhood phone number but can't remember my Gmail password to save my life?
Say the weird thing.
All the vowels in Celine Dion's name are the same vowels you sing in Old MacDonald in the correct order. I know this, and now you know this too.
So parenting is a whole lot like pancakes. For the most part, they're going to turn out fine, but you should probably apologize to the first one.
Hey, y'all kids got it made today. Y'all slides is made out of plastic. Ours is made out of aluminum foil and platinum. Real talk, the younger generation, y'all take a walk in our shoes. Imagine sliding down this slide with shorts on in the middle of the day. Ew, he left his ass up there. You ever got to the bottom of this slide and shock somebody and they cry and go tell the teacher? Now you got to sit down in ISS for no reason. Talk about you go too fast with the wrong kind of clothes. The back of your leg look like baked chicken. That had to been the most dangerous thing on the playground. We used to try to show off in front of the girls and run up this slide. Tell one of my classmates try to run up with some slippery shoes and he left his face on them. This ain't nothing but a big spoon.
Commissioner Ford Frick was alarmed by all the big hitting that year. The Yankees had slugged an all-time record 240 home runs. And now he overreacted. He convinced the club owners to widen the strike zone to ensure that home runs did not come too cheaply. The result would be a golden age for pitchers.
Oh, a genius. Perhaps the only pitcher I have ever seen, and certainly broadcast, where after one batter, I would think he might pitch a no-hitter tonight. The only one. He was the only one who would go out to warm up, and he would get applause similar to a symphony conductor who had just walked on stage. It was such respect as well as admiration. I don't think we'll see his likes for a long time.
His name was Sandy Koufax.
Chris Sale goes back to work, lefty-lefty to start it off. Josh Naylor swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Riley gives chase foul territory. He's going to run just out of room as it smacks the screen just past the third base dugout. It's 0-1. Man, I thought we were going to get a gift there. We need some of these quick outs. Chris Sale threw 25 pitches, 26 pitches in the first inning. Sitting at 27 right now. Lefty-lefty. Infield back into the right. The 0-1. Swing. Lifts it. High and deep. Coming underneath it is Acuna for a loud out number 1. He got a good swing on it, but just got underneath it. 1 down. Coming to the plate now is Moreno, hind catcher for the Diamondbacks. Lefty-righty, batting .282. First pitch smacks the outer part of the plate. For a strike, it's 0-1. Moreno, 4 home runs, 17 RBI, 764 OPS. The 0-1, swing, fouls it back. So an 0-2 count. The timeout was called by Moreno. He'll dig back in. The first pitch, swing, 0-2, pops it up. Will it stay in play? Looks like it will. Murphy discards the mask, makes the catch in between home plate and the on-deck circle, and quickly 2 down here in the second. You love to see that. Sale could really use a quick bounce-back inning. Two down. The number eight hitter, Tawa, comes to the plate. We saw him out in the desert. I believe Tim Tawa only played again in the game that Sale pitched in. First pitch on the way to Tawa is a four-seam fastball. Top shelf, it's 0-1. No, Brian, Cocaine Bear actually went to high school with that guy. The 0-1. Kick and fires. Swing, fist it foul, it's 0-2. You did not want to run into him on a Saturday night. The 0-2 count. For those of y'all listening on external radio, they got a chat going on YouTube. If you want to jump in, it's Braves Country Radio on YouTube. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A good bounce back inning by Sale. Fairly economical as well. Just at 34 pitches, we'll take it, baby. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, does anybody else get road rage walking behind people? Or is it just me?
This is the career of Dave Winfield. He didn't reach his full height of 6 feet 6 inches until his senior year of high school. Most people know him as an outfielder, but in 1973 he was named All-American and voted MVP of the College World Series as a pitcher. Not only was he drafted 4th overall by the Padres, he was also drafted by the Atlanta Hawks, the Utah Stars, and the Minnesota Vikings. After being drafted, he was immediately placed in the San Diego Padres starting lineup. he never played a game in the minor leagues. In 1977, he appeared in his first All-Star game at Yankee Stadium. From 1982 to 1988, he drove in 744 runs and made the All-Star team every season. After signing with the Blue Jays, he became the third oldest player to hit an extra base hit in the World Series at the age of 41. Next, he spent time with the Minnesota Twins, where he collected his 3,000th hit. He had a cannon for an arm, and no one dared run on him. This is evident by his 7 Gold Glove awards, 2 as a left fielder, and 5 as a right fielder. In 2001, he was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He holds the distinction of being the first player to go in as a Padre. And don't forget, he wasn't afraid to charge the mound against Nolan Ryan.
I swear, if I could go back in time and tell the woman that stood up for our right to work, I would.
Born and raised in a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, he hadn't planned on being a ball player. In fact, he didn't really like the game that much. He liked basketball instead and wanted to be an architect. But the speed with which he threw a baseball attracted the attention of scouts for the Brooklyn Dodgers. They signed him at the age of 19 and sent him directly to the majors. His career did not get off to a promising start. For 6 frustrating years, he threw the ball with demon speed but little control, losing more games than he won. Then, in 1961, Norm Sherry, a veteran catcher, quietly told him he didn't need to throw so hard to get men out.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcelo Zuna. As we get the bottom of the second inning going, he's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Right down Main Street, cutter, 1-1. He throws a 6-pitch mix, does Merrill Kelly. A 4-seamer, a change, a slider. 1-1. Swing, rips it towards left and making the catch in left field. Hard hit ball for out number 1. And he was on that one, just hit it on a line drive as opposed to getting a little air underneath it. A 4-seam, a changer, a slide, a cutter, a sinker, a curve. 6-pitch mix. You'll see the 4-seam, change, and cutter the most. But all 6 pitches he uses fairly often. First pitch swinging by Ozzie again. That'll be a lazy fly ball, can of corn. Carroll camps underneath it. 1 pitch, 1 out. That has become the calling card for Ozzie Albies his first time through the lineup. So quickly 2 down. I don't understand why, they define insanity as doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You'd think at some point Ozzie would understand he needs to take a pitch or 2 his first time through the lineup, because the pitchers have got to know what's coming. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is a 4-seamer. Right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside, 92, 1-1. One count. Down and in, changeup. Did he go around? He did not. 2-1. Good take by Verdugo, according to Ben May, the third base umpire. The 2-1. Swing! Bangs it down the first base line. Foul. Two count, 2 down. Verdugo batting .252. Kelly throws the changeup up there, well below the zone. Good take by Alex. Full count. Trying to get on for Sean Murphy. Payoff pitch to Doogie. They set up outside again. 91, outer edge, caught looking, strike 3. Pitch was off the plate, but he's calling them wide and he's calling them low tonight. You're going to have to adjust. We'll be back in a flash. Braves nothing, Snakes nothing. We go to inning number 3.
My daughter just asked me if she could turn the heat up in the house. I told her, hell no, you better go grab one of them hoodies you had on when it was 100 degrees outside.
I'm going to show you guys how to cook like a true Kentucky boy. All you need to start is some lithium batteries and some Sudafed.
Update! My house is gone! Usually when somebody invites me over to their house and I drive by and see more than 3 cars, I just usually go on home because I kind of feel like it could be an intervention.
MLB teams are required to apply a small dab of mud to the 13 dozen baseballs used during a standard MLB game. Every team has been muddying baseballs since the 1950s, and they've used only one special type of mud, magic mud, found on the Delaware River in New Jersey, that provides the perfect grip. That mud has been harvested by one family for nearly 80 years. The mud takes 6 weeks to harvest and process, and the best part, only the Bentliff family knows the exact location of the magic mud.
Soldiers played ball in camps and on battleships, on fields in Flanders, and in hastily constructed ballparks throughout France. Grover Cleveland Alexander served in the trenches with an artillery unit and emerged from the fighting shell-shocked, his hearing damaged, drinking more heavily than ever to forget the horrors he had seen. Though Branch Rickey was 36 and had 4 children, he went to war too, became a major, and commanded a unit that included Captains Ty Cobb and Christy Mathewson. Cobb and Mathewson did not get to France until after the shooting stopped, but during a drill, Mathewson was exposed to poison gas that fatally seared his lungs. He would live for 7 more years, but his great career was over.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale goes back to work. First pitch on the way, 94 misses high. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Inside, 93, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Sale, 93 right down the pipe. 2-1. The 2-1. Smurf sets up high and tight. Swing, fouls it back. Perdomo. Now evening the count at 2-2. Geraldo Perdomo, 798 OPS. He has 6 home runs, and most of his power does come from the left side. He can take a whack at it from the right. He has 41 RBI to his credit as well. The 2-2. Trying to chase that slider down below the knees. Full count. The payoff pitch. Sale sitting at 39. He'll step off the bump as Perdomo takes his timeout. Payoff. Inside. Ball 4. So he walks another batter. This is becoming a problem here. He keeps banging his foot off the back rubber to try to get what he's picking up in his cleats from what is wet clay. And I don't know if that's giving him a hard time or if it's just in his head. First pitch on the way is a comebacker just past the mound. Olson's going to have to go out there and get it. Toss it to Sale, who's covering first. 3-1 on the putout, 1 away. But the go-ahead run does move up to first. Goes up to second from first, excuse me. I think I said first. Corbin Carroll, the batter. Lefty, first pitch. Takes a swing at a slider down and away. Misses the spot. It's 1-0. Talking about Ozzie Albies and his club contract, his options available. I don't see the Braves not picking those up to 1-0. Misses high. 2-0. Next 2 years, Ozzie Albies, after the offseason, will be available for a club option. And though it may sound like a lot to us when you consider what you'd have to pay a normal second baseman, $7 million on each spot, I think that they're going to pick those up. The 2-0 slider right there on the outer edge, 2-1. At the end of that, that's where you wonder if he'll be with the team. You do wonder, after those two options are picked up, if he's still kind of struggling, what will they offer him? B, if he rights the ship, he's probably going to want a big payday, and you probably won't be able to sign him. 2-1 down and in, 3-1. So unless the Braves extend him, but considering what's happened this year and kind of struggle to stay healthy, I don't know if they'll do that just quite yet. The 3-1 pitch, fastball right there on the outer edge, full count. Runner at second, 1 out. Speed on the base paths. Infield back and to the right, playing for the pull. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. 2 away. High heat up top. 98 miles an hour, bringing it. We'll see if he can dance out of danger one more time. 4 strikeouts, but he has walked 3. That'll bring Gurriel to the plate. Lourdes Gurriel, who walked his first time up. First pitch swinging, he's going to dump it into right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Acuna cuts it off, and it's 1-0 Snakes. Sawed off a fastball on the inner part of the plate and just shot it towards right. Didn't try to do a whole lot with it, and Arizona takes the lead. That pitch got way too much of the plate. It was pretty much dead center. Wasn't exactly the hardest hit ball, but good approach by Gurriel gives Arizona the 1-0 lead. First pitch to Gurriel. Runner goes. Here comes the throw to second. They should have him. They do. Got him. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and that'll end the inning. Not before the Snakes take a 1-0 lead, but we'll grab the bats and see if we can return the favor when we return here in Braves country.
Looks like you got some stuff going on. Want to tell me what you did? Want to tell me who you did? Was it a boy?
Sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. The question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we could do that? The sun is a mighty powerful heat that is almost impossible to go near the sun. The moon is more manageable.
We'd like to know from you how you think it's going so far.
I mean, I think it's off to a great start. I feel like I'm overqualified for this position, if I'm being honest. And I like the team, but I think I have trouble with Amanda. I feel like sometimes she can just be such a I don't have to
so Amanda's sitting in on this. She's
right here, Brian.
Oh, hey, you. I was just talking about our client, Amanda.
I don't think you have any clients named Amanda.
I don't think you have any clients at all.
He had a way of tipping off his pitches. If he was pitching a fastball from the windup, he'd have his elbows out like this before the pitch. And if he was going to pitch a curveball, his elbows would be tucked in against him. So every batter knew exactly what he's going to be doing. Of course, the pitches were so good it didn't make any difference. They couldn't hit either one of them.
Lead him 4-0. Here's Mickey Mantle. Now the windup by Sandy. He delivers. It's a strike call. The 4th straight strikeout for Sandy Koufax.
Casey Stengel believed him the best pitcher in baseball history. Forget the other fellow, he said, meaning Walter Johnson. you can forget Waddell. The Jewish kid is probably the best of them.
No hits, no errors, and nobody left.
Sean Murphy will lead us off. Hitting 7th in the order, batting .221. First pitch on the way to Smurf. Swung on and chopped foul. It's 0-1. I don't really get the logic of putting Smurf under Doogie in the lineup, other than maybe they don't want Doogie to Allen to Harris. They don't want a dead spot in the order, but the 0-1 misses 1-1. You would tend to think it would make more sense to put him right behind Ozzie. 1-1 count. 84 at the knees. Slider 1-2. Of course, if I'm making it, Ozzie's batting 8th. I mean, as low as I can get him. So I don't know if Ozzie's hitting 5th to begin with for me. The 1-2 pitch. Outside wide, 2-2. I'm probably leaning over the dugout asking Drake Baldwin if he's ever played second base. 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Chase one well off the plate, nowhere near the zone. Strikeout. One away. The idea you have a guy who just won Rookie of the Month batting .389 and he's constantly on the bench. There really is there's no defense. I don't care what they try to tell us. First pitch on the way to Allen is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. And it's not like there's a tough lefty on the mound tonight. I mean, this is a pitcher that you would think Baldwin would be in on. The 0-1. Fouled back off the mask of Moreno behind home plate. It's 0-2. I want to get as many at-bats for Drake Baldwin as possible. It lengthens your lineup. If it means I have to sit Ozuna every once in a while at the DH position, I'm going to do that. Maybe give Ozuna a chance to rest his side. He's battling that injury. The 0-2. Up top, misses 1-2. Try to get him to chase a cutter out of the zone. Braves trail 1-0. Still a long way to go in this one. Just here in the third inning as we had an hour-long rain delay. The 1-2. Chops it foul. Chase the changeup down and in. Merrill Kelly, by the way, coasting with just 30 pitches so far. And he has yet to allow a base runner. A perfecto. The 1-2. Swing, lifts it, pops it up. Foul territory over third base side. That's going to just get into the stands. Nick Allen will live to tell the tale. We'll do it again, 1-2. Man, the two guys that caught that. First of all, the grown men that brought the gloves to the game. That's one. Number two, they had an embrace that I think made everybody uncomfortable over there. The 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. I don't know what to make of that. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. Merrill Kelly rolling through the Braves lineup the first time through. That's his 5th strikeout of the night, by the way. Chris Sale with 4 of his own. Michael Harris, the second, stands in. First pitch. Takes 93. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Changeup down and away. And I don't know if he'll see anything else because he was nowhere near that pitch. It was well out of the zone, the 0-2. Tried to hit it again. That changeup drifted inside, but well below the knees. 1-2. They might show him something else and then go back to that. The hope is that Harris would be able to work some counts and get some fastball with Acuna standing on deck. The 1-2 pops it up. Lazy fly ball. Who wants it? Left fielder Gurriel's got it, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. Merrill Kelly has a perfect game going. We go to the 4th inning, trailing by 1.
Y'all, back when I was a kid, I could fall out of a tree and walk it off like it was nothing. Now, if I sleep wrong, I can't turn my head to the left for a whole week.
This is weak, man. Frank's trying to not pay me my winnings for the Skins beatdown I just issued him because his 401k's tanking. It's like, dude, you got to grab the reins, man. Do some analytics, do some research, and take charge so I don't have to subsidize your lack of golfing skills.
Then the night total, you moved your ball.
Frank, it was on the cart path. Why don't you try reading the rules, Shankopotamus?
If you don't like me, just say that. Okay, I don't like you. Why would you say that? It's so mean.
Never kiss mom on dad's birthday.
Armchair.
September 6, 1918. Far different from any incident that has ever occurred in the history of baseball was the great moment of the first World Series game between the Chicago Cubs and the Boston Red Sox. As the crowd of 19,274 spectators stood up to take the afternoon yawn, the band broke forth to the strains of the Star-Spangled Banner as the ball players turned quickly about and faced the music. And when the final notes came, a great volume of melody rolled across the field. The onlookers exploded into thunderous applause.
The wartime crowd sang so enthusiastically that the performance was repeated at every game of the series. From then on, the song was an integral part of the national pastime. It did not become the official national anthem until 1931. The Red Sox won the World Series that year, beating the Chicago Cubs 4-2. One of the series' stars was the young pitcher Babe Ruth, who had won both his starts, including a masterful 1-0 shutout. It was Boston's 4th World Championship in the decade.
Chris Sale back to work, 49 pitches in. First pitch, slider misses well off the plate. It's 1-0. Braves trail 1-0. Just one hit allowed between the two teams. Difference being Merrill Kelly has not walked a batter as the 93-mile-an-hour fastball hits the inside part of the plate. Didn't get the call. Another bad call by Roberto Ortiz. It's 2-0. Meanwhile, is the 2-0 swing and a miss, fastball, 2-1. Pitch was right down the heart of the plate. Just couldn't time it up. Chris Sale has walked 3. One of those came around to score. 2-1 count. Swing, rattles it back foul. 2-2. We're in the 4th inning. Sale at 53 pitches. It's not terribly in front of where you want to be. Started it at 49. Realistically, you want to be around the 45 range. So it's not too crazy high considering that first inning was really long. The 2-2, way outside wide. Strike 3. That's a make it up pitch. That pitch was about 2 inches off the plate. But to be fair, the second ball of this at bat was right there in the heart of the zone. It was in the top corner. I'd say 95% of the ball was in the strike zone. First pitch on the way, popped up. That's what we need. Grichuk pops it up. Ozzie Albies makes the catch just north of the second base bag, 2 down. So 2 quick outs, and we're at 55 pitches, and he gets another quick out here. He's right on track where he wants to be. That'll bring the left-handed bat of Josh Naylor. Naylor, his first time up, hit a hanging slider and just got underneath it. Gave it plenty of a ride, but didn't have enough to get it out. First pitch on the way is 95 up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I don't think I've seen an iron on lung in a while. The 0-1, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. So 0-2 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sale turns and flips. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll end the inning. Chris Sale with 6 Ks. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Second time through the lineup. See if we can do some damage this time here in Braves country.
Hey, does anybody else drive home fast as hell after work like they're running late for the house? Or is it just me?
Have you heard the story of Pete Gray? If not, you're about to hear one of the most inspirational stories in baseball history. He grew up in a poor family where all the children would have to work to bring in additional income after they finished the 8th grade. At the age of 6, he fell off the running board of a truck he hopped on and got his right arm caught in the spokes of the wheel. Due to the severity of his injury, doctors weren't able to save his arm and he would have to have it amputated. His injury didn't change the fact he was in love with baseball, and it didn't deter him from his dreams of playing Major League Baseball. To learn to hit, he practiced for hours with a stick and rock. For fielding, he would spend many hours practicing transferring the ball from his glove to his hand. He put a lot of work in a weight training program so his left arm could swing a heavy 38-ounce bat. In his first taste of professional baseball, he hit .381 in 42 games in the Canadian American League. Over the next 2 seasons across higher levels, he continued to get better, even hitting .333 with 68 stolen bases in 1944. In 1945, his contract was purchased for $20,000 by the St. Louis Browns. In 77 games that season, he batted .218 with 51 hits, 13 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases. Even though his time in the majors was short, what an inspiration for anyone who plays the game.
The only time I ever was embarrassed about baseball had little to do with being a girl. It had to do with the fact that when I went to Harvard, for a while I had a boyfriend who was somewhat snobby. And he came from a family that was a real intellectual family, and I'd gone to dinner at his house, and all night I was mesmerized by their talking about literature and history and how learned they all were. The next night, this young man came to my house, and my father talked the whole night about baseball. My boyfriend didn't care at all about baseball. And I remember for the first time looking at my father and thinking, this is narrow what we do here. This isn't as broad as my boyfriend's life. And the next morning, waking up feeling so guilty, and in the end, I got rid of the boyfriend.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. misses low for a ball. It's 1-0. Acuna struck out his first time up to 1-0. Swing, chops it foul. 1-1. Braves trail 1-0. We're just here in the 4th inning, second time through the lineup. Merrill Kelly with the perfect game going so far. The 1-1, only his 40th pitch of the night. Time is called by Acuna. I think he had enough for Kelly sitting there trying to play the waiting game on him. The 1-1, they set up outside. P at the knees, cutter, 1-2. Remember the first time up, he threw inside to Acuna a couple of times. First time, I'm not sure if it was intentional. The second one, I definitely think was a purpose pitch. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kind of a half-hearted check swing. One away. One away. Tim Heyer's offense continues to struggle. With one of the best pitching staffs in baseball, we've lost 9 of our last 12. It can all be pointed to by the offense. The defense has been phenomenal. The pitching has been very, very good. First pitch on the way to Riley is swung on. Soft line drive into the mitt of the shortstop Perdomo, 2 down. 2 down. And that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Kelly still not allowing a runner on base via the walk or the hit. Braves trail 1-0, but one swing can tie this baby up. First pitch on the way to Olson. 92 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped down the first base line. Naylor's got it. He'll step on the bag, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning. Moreno, Tawa, Perdomo, the bottom of the order, due up. Chris Sale going back to the bump when we return.
I have had so many NFL players hit my DMs.
So I've been seeing a lot of reaction to this video, and it's pretty up what you guys have been saying. As one of the NFL players, like, I can confirm, I've been reaching out to her. We've had a lot of injuries on the O-line, and we could use a left tackle right now.
Do y'all remember those cars? I don't think they make them anymore, but when I was a kid, they had those cars that you had to blow on the machine, like, to power it. It wasn't like push to start, or it wasn't like an electric vehicle, but it was like a blow to start. It was like, and then it would start. You guys remember those? Because I remember in my neighborhood, there's this guy that had one of those cars. I don't know why he bought this type of car, because he can never start it. He would always ask me to start it for him. And I don't know how. I was like 6 years old, and I would always get on the first try when the car would start. Do you guys remember those cars? I don't know if it was like a Tesla back in the day. I don't think they made Teslas, but high tech. Now they don't make those. If you had one of those, please let me know what happened to those cars.
My favorite Met story is about their shortstop, Elio Chacon, who was eager but not very talented, and kept running into the outfield and knocking down Richie Ashburn as he was about to catch a fly ball. And he didn't speak any English, and so somebody, Joe Christopher, went to him and tried to explain this. And then he went to Richie Ashburn. He said, if you're going to catch a fly ball, said, and you see Chacon coming out, what you want to say is, yo la tengo, I've got it. And then I've told him, and he'll pull up. So Richie practiced. He said, yo la tengo. And game came along, and the situation was a fly ball. He looked up for the fly ball. Chacon rushed out for him. Richie said, yo la tengo, and put his hands up, and he was knocked flat by Frank Thomas, his left fielder. That was the Mets.
Chris Sale goes back to work. First pitch on the way. Slider drifts inside to Moreno. It's 1-0. We're through 4 innings here. There's just been one hit total by Arizona. It was an RBI single, driving home one of the walks by Chris Sale. It's a 1-0, slaps the inner edge, 1-1. Clean this screen up. There's a lot of prior pitches on that screen. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Arizona 1, Atlanta 0, top of the 5th. The 1-2, 92 up top, just misses high. So that'll even up the count at 2-2. Pitch, swing, fouls that one back. We'll do it again. Two count. Turns, brings it. Swing, chops it down the third base line. Sale. No one had a chance of that. That thing was a rolling bunt into no man's land. And Moreno will have an infield single. Second hit of the night by the Diamondbacks. In theory, he needs to let Austin Riley come up and see if he can get him, but I don't think Riley would have gotten it anyways. They were playing him very far back. Riley had a long way to go, and that ball just dribbled down the line. One on, nobody out. Once again to start an inning. Tawa the batter, first pitch. Slider down the way. Did he go around? He did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 96 misses outside wide. 2-0. Count. Swing and a miss. 95. About letter high, maybe a little north of the letters. 2-1. Good hard pitch there by Sale. Braves trail by 1. Infield back into the left, but double play depth. The 2-1 from Sale. Swing, fouls that one back. 96. Fastball. High and away, it's 2-2. The 2-2. 69th pitch of the night by Sale. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Chris Sale. If you went with the over with him out in Vegas, I believe you're 1 away. I believe it was 7.5. You might have been able to get it at 6.5. Depending on what number you wanted. 1 on, 1 out. A double play gets us out of this jam. Perdomo, who walked his first time up, takes a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Fist that one into the outfield. And that's going to be another weak. All 3 hits by the Arizona Diamondbacks have been weakly hit. 2 of them fisted into right, and the other one rolled down the third base line. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that's exactly what they've been tonight. Of course, people have a field day with folks who live on expected batting averages in nights like tonight. Top of the order, and Ketel Marte takes the first pitch nowhere near the zone. Slider, about a foot off the plate. It's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Slider down and in. 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way. Swung on, chop foul down the third base line. Right into the camera well of the Arizona Diamondbacks' third base side. 1-2. Sale comes set, number 75 of the night. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 8 on the night, 2 down. Not sure what Ketel Marte was questioning. Maybe he thought he got an... I don't know if he thought he fouled it out of the glove of Murph. Murph absolutely held on to it. He took a long time to go back towards the dugout. Like he thought there was some kind of appeal there. First pitch on the way to Corbin Carroll. That hits him. So they'll gift the left-handed bat a base. Sale has visibly upset with himself. The bases are loaded now with 2 outs. And Yuli Gurriel, who got that seeing eye single his last time up to give them the 1-0 lead, is coming to the plate. That slider's been missing quite a bit. Now this time, Smurf was setting up on the outside, and it missed all the way into the inside. He's been missing that slider quite a bit on the left side, but that's usually to right-handed batters. That's the first one he's been that far off. That won't even leave a bruise on Carroll. He's got a big mitt that he keeps in the back of his pocket. The first pitch swinging, pops it up high and into right field. Acuna's there. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Spin gets it out of trouble. Sale spinning out of trouble. He's got 8 strikeouts. He's got no run support. Let's get him some runs, Braves country. Come on.
For the love of God, tell me I am not the only person that keeps up with their town's arrest page on Facebook. You know that page that posts the mug shots and their charges and stuff for everybody that you know in the town you live in? If you want to know what your community is like, check out that page. Not really the people that got arrested, but the comments on those posts. See, on ours, there's one guy that turned every one of them into a smash or pass. It's great. I look forward to those comments. Then there's the women that get arrested, and if they look even a little bit decent, there's all her friends comment and say, "Slay! You look so good, your mugshot's so pretty." Tell her to get her together. She just got busted with 4 pounds of meth. Not to mention the creepy guys. It's like, "I'm on my way with bail money. I can fix her." Boy, you can't fix your damn hair. Shut up. Then you got the dudes talking about, "Free my homie. Your boy is awaiting trial for murder." What do you mean, free my homie? Keep him in there. Keep him. We don't want him.
The Mets ended their first season with a record of 40 wins and 120 losses, the worst record in the 20th century. They would stay in the cellar for 5 more seasons, but they consistently drew more fans than the New York Yankees.
An amazing thing happened, which was that New York took this losing team to its bosom. Everybody thinks New York only cares about champions, but we cared about the Mets. And I remember going to some games in June that year, and they were getting walloped. They were getting horribly beaten. But the crowds came out to the Polo Grounds in great numbers. People brought horns and blew these horns. And after a while, I realized that this was probably antimatter to the Yankees, who were across the river and had won so long. And winning is not a whole lot of fun if it goes on. But the Mets were human. And that horn, I began to realize, was blowing for me, because there's more Met than Yankee in all of us. What we experience day to day in our lives is there's much more losing than winning.
Welcome back to Merrill Kelly's perfect game. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. There's a slider in the way right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Try to hit that slider again. This time just missed one of them. Braves have yet to get a man on base, a perfecto for Merrill Kelly. Just 46 pitches in to boot. The 1-1. Inside almost gets him 2-1. Like to see what he'd be like if we just get a runner on base. Can't go from the wind-up position. Would that throw him off at all tonight? 2-1 count. Swing and a miss. Changeup. Well over the top. 2-2. Marcell Ozuna lined out to left his first time up. Probably the best hit ball of the night so far. The 2-2. Swing just got a piece of it. Stay alive. We'll do it again. Standing on deck is Ozzie. In the hole, Dr. Doogie. Braves trailing by 1. Infield. Playing pretty straight away and back. The 2-2. Down and away 3-2. First baseman is playing to pull, but everybody else is playing pretty straight up. First baseman Naylor is well away from the bag. The 2-2 pitch. Outside wide ball 4. And we've got our first base runner of the game. So we'll see if that does anything. We reset the screen to see if that'll catch it back up. That'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Ozzie takes the first pitch down and in. It's 1-0. Infield, pretty straight away and back. Double play, depth. 1-0 to Ozzie, righty-lefty. Curveball snaps in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss, changeup. Chase one well out of the zone, 1-2. Toronto is tied up Philadelphia 1-1. They're in the bottom of the ninth. Toronto's batting. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul, curveball. Do it again. They're trying to get Ozzie to chase out of the zone. If he'll shorten up that swing, he's going to make it a lot more difficult to strike him out, but they have not been able to convince any of these guys to short up their swing. There's a couple of them in the lineup, but most of them don't. They're all worried about hitting that home run. 1-2 count. Kelly just misses off the plate. Curveball, 2-2. Looks like Philly has their closer in the game for that game there in the ninth at the tie game. So if they get the lead, they may be out of options. Trying to shut it down. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ozzie down on strikes. One away. Ozzie Albies. First strikeout of the game, now 0 for 2. Batting just .233 on the year. That'll bring Verdugo to the plate. He's batting .250 from the left side. First pitch. Down and in. 1-0. Sean Murphy stands on deck. Kelly, 58 pitches in. He steps off the bump for a second. 1-0. Infield double play depth. Pitch on the way. Down below the knee. Sinker misses. 2-0. 2-0 count. I believe the Blue Jays just walked off the Phillies. They did. Toronto wins that one 2-1. In the bottom of the ninth, the 2-0 swing, chops it over towards second. Marte's got it. He'll have plenty of time to get the first runner. They throw it down to first to get the relay. So it's going to be a 4-6-3 attempt out of a double play, but Verdugo hustles it out and beats it by about a half step, maybe quarter step. It's a close play, but it does look like Verdugo beat it. That'll bring Sean Murphy to the plate. Cleveland 4-0 over the Yankees. They're in the ninth. Murph 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch, 93 right down the pipe on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Pirates beat the Astros 3-0. Nats over the Cubs 2-0. The 0-1, they flip it over to first to keep Verdugo close by. Fairly close play, but he is back in. Rays 5-3 over the Rangers in the sixth. Cardinals and Royals, they were postponed. Red Sox walk off the Angels 11-9. That was a heck of a game. It was a day game today. A home run, walk-off home run by their number 9 hitter, Rafaela. The 0-1 swing, pops it up. Will that stay in play? If it does, it's an out. Just gets into the seats. Foul. About 2 rows in. We'll do it again. It's 0-2. Rockies beat the Marlins 3-2. They've won 3 in a row. Brewers 9-1 over the Reds. That's a final. Later on tonight, you get the Mets at the Dodgers, the Padres at the Giants, Twins and A's about to begin in Sacramento as well. The 0-2 count. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Braves still looking for that first base hit. A no-hitter going here for Merrill Kelly. The 0-2, bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way, down and away, 1-2. Standing on deck, Nick Allen. Harris in the hole. 1-2 count. Brings it. Swing, pops it into left field. Lazy fly ball caught by Gurriel, and that'll end the inning. Braves finally get a base runner on, but have not gotten a hit. A no-hitter going for Merrill Kelly. We go to the 6th inning, trailing by 1.
Last night I dreamed I was a bottle of ketchup and you were mustard, which is weird because usually you're mayonnaise in my dreams. Why do you suppose that is?
Those who own dogs, you know that every time you come back from wherever you went, the dog is happy and it's jumpy and it wants to lick you in the face. Even if you just went to get mail from the mailbox, they delight in your return. If you want to take them out for a car ride, they're the first in the car. They jump in, they don't care where it's going, but they're going somewhere. They're some of the most joyous creatures that live among us. Dogs don't live as long as we do. Every single day a dog lives is equivalent to a week of your life. If they only get 1 day for every week you're alive, they make every day count. I'm just suggesting that their lives have already factored in their mortality. When I look at a dog, I use that as a reminder of how I should live every day of my life.
While the Angels now have their own stadium in Anaheim, they used to play their home games at Dodger Stadium. In the early 1960s, the Angels were a brand new team and had to share the stadium with the Dodgers because a dedicated field had not been built for them. Eventually, in 1966, the Angels got their own ballpark.
Who is he anyhow? An actor? No. A dentist? No. He's a gambler. Then added, he's the man who fixed the World Series back in 1919. Fixed the World Series, I repeated. The idea staggered me. It never occurred to me that one man could start to play with the faith of 50 million people with the single-mindedness of a burglar blowing a safe. How did he happen to do that? He just saw the opportunity. Why isn't he in jail? They can't get him, old sport. He's a smart man.
Welcome back. First pitch swung on by Eugenio Suarez is fouled down the third base line. Start the 6th inning off. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Sale sitting at 78 pitches here in the 6th. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. 92 misses high and out of the zone. 1-2. Diamondbacks 1, Braves nothing. Top of the 6th, the 1-2, down and in. 2-2. Diamondbacks Merrill Kelly has a no-hitter going. The 2-2 from Sale. Swing, pops it back foul, will do it again. Time Diamondbacks get any kind of run on a no-hitter going, I always think of that one that Randy Johnson threw against us. I believe it was 04. The 2-2. Swing, whistles it back to the backstop, will do it again. Tigers and White Sox have finally got underway. They were in a long rain delay. It's 4-0 Detroit at the end of 1. The 2-2 from Sale. Turns, flips it. Nowhere near the zone, 97, high and out of the zone, 3-2. Tigers starting pitcher tonight, Sawyer Gibson Long. He left with Tommy John surgeries at 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 9 of the night for Chris Sale. High heat on the outer edge, one away. Good hard fastball. It was off the plate, but it was so close with 2 strikes, there's no way Suarez was going to let that go. Detroit's starter tonight, Sawyer Gibson Long. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery. This is his first start since 2023. First pitch on the way is a slider. Outside the zone, it's 1-0. Be interesting to see how he does tonight. I don't really recall him. He had like 4 or 5 starts in 2023, and he pitched pretty well. And then he had the Tommy John. That's all we've seen of him in Major Leagues. One of those chopped back fouls, 1-1. Grichuk, the batter, standing on deck is Naylor. The 1-1 count. Slider down and in, 2-1. Man, if Chris Sale could ever get some run support. Hell, if any of the pitchers could get some run support. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in, did he go around? They said he didn't, 3-1. I think he probably held up. The 3-1 from Sale. Right there on the outer edge, full count. He's walked 3 with the 9 strikeouts. That you don't love. He's sitting at 90 pitches. I don't know how much longer they'll let him go. The payoff pitch. Ripped down the left field line, but plenty foul. He was way out in front of that one. I would say they're going to try to see if he can get through 6 here. But if he gives up a couple of knocks, they may go get him. The payoff from Sale. Swing. Another rip down the third base line. That one was plenty foul. That one straightened up a little bit, but it was still about 5 to 7 feet wide of the third base bag. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. He's seen nothing but sliders in the last 5 tosses up there. The payoff pitch from Sale. Nowhere near the zone. So he'll walk his 4th batter of the day. They've got 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring the left-handed bat, Josh Naylor, to the plate. Sale looking back. Grichuk, who's got good speed. First pitch on the way. Slider well off the plate. It's 1-0. Sale now at 94 pitches. he doesn't get Naylor here, you would think they'd probably go get him. He might be running out of steam. The 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Yeah, he's definitely feeling it. Two-0 count. Double play gets you out of this jam. Sale comes set. The pitch. Right there. Slider for a strike on the inner cut. 2-1. Naylor flew out and struck out. The 2-1. Swing and a miss slider. 2-2. Standing on deck is Moreno. Tawa is in the hole. In the bullpen, this is interesting. It's Aaron Bummer. Normally when they pull Sale, they bring a righty in. The 2-2 count brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 10 on the night for Chris Sale. 2 down. Good pitch by Sale. It is a damn shame we're not getting him run support. 10 strikeouts, 9 of them swinging. First pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back, four-seam fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Nick Allen will lead off the bottom of the 6th, then Harris and Acuna. The 0-1, outside wide 1-1. I think there's a strong argument to be made to not wait until the end of the game to bring Baldwin in for pinch hitting. If you have for instance, if there would have been something cooking when if Murphy would have got a board last inning, I'd be tempted to go to Baldwin at that point. 1-1, swung on, fouled straight back, it's 1-2. You can always have Luke Williams go play shortstop, and he gives you about the same thing Allen does. Whole lot of nothing. 1-2 count. The idea that our best weapon offensively is sitting on the bench every night is crazy. 1-2, swung on, fouled it back. I know you wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year, but the facts are the facts. He's been our best batter. Bummer appears to be good to go. If Sale gets out of this, they may not go to him. They may pivot to a different spot, but right now he's the only one up in the bullpen. The 1-2, swing, lifts it, high and deep, into center field, drifting back at the warning track, making the catch for a loud out number 3. Chris Sale, that's probably his last pitch. What a game by Sale. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but when somebody say they don't like me, it's like, ouch, you hit me right where I don't give a f. I'm going.
Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb? I'm not choosing.
Oh, Mr. Pibb, he's a blue-collar guy and likes golf girls.
Definitely.
Amen right there.
Definitely Mr. Pibb, because, I mean, Dr. Pepper, he's probably a doctor just because he got it, like, through the Sador Desert Institute.
I mean, my thing is, I like both, but Mr. Pibb's confusing to me because it's considered a spicy cherry soda, and I've never tasted cherry in it.
There ain't no damn cherry in Mr. Pibb.
I mean, I feel like it's a lie like chair wine. Like, everyone's like, oh, chair wine's great. No, it's not.
Who told you there was cherry in it?
Hold on, look at
it. says it on the can.
This is good.
Okay.
It says spicy cherry soda.
Well, I saw a meth head the other day that had on pants that said juicy across the half, and she was wearing long sleeve panties. So obviously that was a lie.
Y'all, is it just me, or does it seem like going camping is just practicing to be homeless?
Baseball's rich in wonderful statistics, but it's hard to find one more beautiful than Stan Musial's hitting record. Stan Musial got 3,630 hits. 1,815 at home, 1,815 on the road. He didn't care where he was, he just hit.
He left the field for the last time on September 29th, 1963.
When Stan Musial took his first big league at-bat, America was not yet in World War II. They were 6 years removed from Jackie Robinson. There were no baseball games to speak of on television. You traveled to games in trains. When Stan Musial took his last at-bat as the National League's all-time leader in hits, second on that list only to Ty Cobb, his last base hit went past the lunge of a rookie second baseman named Pete Rose, who would eventually pass him and would eventually pass Cobb.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. All right, Braves Country, it's time to get Chris Sale some runs, get him some support, and get him the W. First of all, we need to get a hit. Merrill Kelly working a no-hitter, throws a curveball in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Chris Sale finishes with 10 strikeouts. 1-0 down and away to him. And they haven't officially pulled him out of the game, but he is at 103 pitches. I can't imagine he has much left in the tank. The 2-0 to Allen. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball, 2-1. Merrill Kelly matching him tit for tat. He's 5 innings, no hits. 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. 2-1. Swing, lifts it into center field. Drifting back, making the easy catch is Tawa. Quickly 1 down. One down, and Michael Harris, the second, will step to the plate. He saw a fastball right down the pipe on the first pitch his last time up. I wonder if he may be hunting that one. First pitch is in the dirt, changeup. It's 0-1. Looks like they're going to Dylan Lee. He's warming up in the bullpen now. The 0-1. Swing, rips it up the middle. Good play by Perdomo. He'll get him out on a 63 put out and away. Ball was hit right up the center over the second base bag, where you tell kids to hit the ball, but it was right into the teeth of the defense, and Kelly's no-hitter continues. Two down. Ronald Acuna Jr. will come to the plate his third time through. First pitch, 91. Grabs the outer edge, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Inside, curveball misses, 1-1. One swing ties this baby up. It feels like we're down by a lot more, but it's one swing. 1-1. Swing, chops it foul down the third baseline. It's 1-2. Loop and a blast gives you the lead. Standing on deck is Riley. Infield back and to the left. The 1-2. Swing, rips it up the middle, and finally a base hit. Vamos, bravos. Let's go, Braves Country.
Vamos!
Bravo.
Sinker on the outer edge. Slaps right back up the middle.
Bravo.
Tim Tawa cuts it off. We've got the tying run aboard. Finally, a base hit. First pitch to Riley is inside, sinker misses. It's 1-0. Kelly is just at 76 pitches, so we really haven't made him work much. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outside, 2-0. You wonder if Acuna may be on the go. The infield back into the left. Pretty good size hole on the right side with the runner being held. The 2-0 to Riley. Swing. Fouls it back. 2-1. Braves trail by 1, bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. Acuna at first. Anything that gets down into the gap should tie the game. Acuna, they're going to flip it over to first to keep him close by. To keep the line moving, Matt Olson stands on deck. Ozuna in the hole. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, that ball's ripped into left field, but right at Gurriel. I'm not sure if he caught the ball caught him, but that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. We finally get a base runner on. We'll head to the top of the 7th, trailing by 1.
Y'all, I can't wait for my kids to move out and invite me over for dinner. I'm going to say I don't want that and throw something in the air fryer, eat 2 bags of chips, drink a whole bottle of water and leave it on the table, turn on all the lights and walk away leaving a complete mess behind me.
The longer you wait on the ball, the better you see it. The better you see it, the harder you hit it. The harder you hit it, the higher your average is. The higher your average is, the more money you make. And the more money you make, the more you're going to get laid.
In a 1947 college baseball game between Yale and Fordham, each team had a very notable player. The first baseman for Yale was future President George H.W. Bush, and the Fordham center fielder was legendary Dodgers announcer Vin Scully. H.W. Bush and Yale would go on to win the game 3-1. Who do you think had the most hits in the 1990s? Some names that may come to mind are Tony Gwynn, Ken Griffey Jr., or even Barry Bonds. The answer is actually Cubs first baseman Mark Grace with 1,754 hits in the 90s.
In 1919, no team played better than the Chicago White Sox, pennant winners in the American League, and few teams were paid as poorly or got along as badly. Players deliberately crossed each other on the field. During infield practice, no one threw the ball to second baseman Eddie Collins, Chicago's highest-paid player all season long. Teammate Chick Gandil had not spoken to Collins since 1915. "I thought you couldn't win without teamwork," Collins said later, "until I joined the White Sox. Yet somehow we won 100 games and the pennant that year." The White Sox were heavy favorites to beat the better-paid but far weaker Cincinnati Reds in the World Series. The Chicago owner was the old Roman, Charles A. Comiskey, himself a former player, but now among the game's most parsimonious executives.
They were abused horribly by Charles Comiskey, who was a man of a small mind, a tight fist, and a nasty temperament. The climate was too good for it not to happen.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves are celebrating ALS Lou Gehrig Day at the ballpark. Of course, I always think of the 4th of July with Lou Gehrig because that's when he gave his infamous speech. First pitch on the way. 4-seam fastball. And Dylan Lee is right down the pipe for a strike. Tawa. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Down and in. 1-0. Braves trail 1-0. We're in the 7th inning, still a long way to go. And an Arizona bullpen that ranks second to last, the 1-1. Hit hard on the ground over to third. Riley's got it, scoops it up like a vacuum, fires it to first, and it's a 5-3 putout. 1 down. One away, and that'll bring the number 9 hitter, Perdomo, to the plate. Perdomo. First pitch on the way. Slider at the knees off the edge. It's 0-1. Just to put a capsule on Chris Sale's night, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. He would be on the hook for the loss, but that just tells you why that's one of the most unimportant statistics in baseball. The 1-1 swung on, chopped over to third. Riley has it, fires it to first, 2 down. It was much more indicative of what kind of pitcher you were when they first started keeping track of the stat, because most pitchers back then pitched the entire game, and if not the entire game, they pitched very deep into the game. Nowadays, the win, the loss, it's really an arbitrary number. It's really more about the ERA, the whip. First pitch on the way is a slider off the edge. It's 1-0. I do love the whip because it really gives you an indication what kind of traffic is on the bases, but all in all is the 1-0. Hit hard on the ground. It's going to be a 6-3 put out. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Maybe a little momentum after getting that base hit. We'll be back in a flash, Braves country. See if we can tie this up. Get up and stretch.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the top. Find me something up and crack Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the root for the if they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and be home all game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I need some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me You sound better tonight!
Welcome back. Matt Olson's going to lead us off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Merrill Kelly throwing a gem. 79 pitches in. First pitch on the way is a curveball on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. He has allowed just 1 hit, and that didn't come until last inning. He struck out 7. He's got 1 walk, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 4-seamer. 90 mile an hour on the outer edge. It's 0-2. Braves, this is their 3rd time through the order. The 0-2. Outside, high, wide, 1-2. Not a hard thrower, but he has been hitting his spots all night long. He's been topping out around 91 all night long. That's about the highest I've seen. The 1-2. Inside 2-2. He wanted that call. That looked very close. Definitely too close to take. He just motioned the home plate umpire, wanted to know if it was in or if it was down. He said he confirmed it was in. The 2-2. Chased that one off the edge. Strikeout. That changeup was well off the plate. Olson just flailed at it for strikeout number 8 of the night for Merrill Kelly. So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna coming into the game was 2 for 3 lifetime versus Kelly with the home run. Of course, just like about everybody else, he's 0 for tonight. He does have a walk as the first pitch is right there for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, rips it down the left field line, but foul. 2. 0-2 count. Brings it. Fouls it back. So an 0-2 to Ozuna once again, the 88th of the night. Inside, fists it down the line. Foul back out of play. Chased one inside, but was able to fist it back foul. You would think in all likelihood, if the Braves, as long as they don't give him a super quick inning, could get him out of here in this inning. He stands at 88 pitches, but that's a lot to assume. Ozzie stands on deck, and there is already one out. The 0-2, inside, 1-2. Same spot. This time, Ozuna was able to lay off. Braves nothing, Snakes 1. Infield back. A little bit to the left, the 1-2. Swing, chops it foul. Just got a piece of that changeup. It was nowhere near the zone. It was down and away, and I don't know how he got a piece of that, but he almost has like a kind of a half crooked smile on that one. The fact that he was even able to make contact with it, it's like a magic trick. The 1-2, outside wide 2-2. They're showing Daysbel Hernandez warming up in the bullpen. So buckle up for that ride. 2-2 count. Kelly comes set. His 92nd pitch of the night. Swing, pops it up. High into right field, but it won't be deep enough. Fly ball into the mitt of Corbin Carroll. And there's 2 down here in the 7th. I would think they would want Dylan Lee to face Corbin Carroll, who leads off the inning before they go to Hernandez. But I've quit assuming things like that because they make some head scratchers. First pitch on the way is a check swing. Swing. Foul down the left field, down the third baseline is what I'm trying to say. It's 0-1. Ozzie 0 for 2 with the fly out and a strikeout. The 0-1. Kelly comes set, kicks and fires, just off the plate, 1-1. Once again, one swing ties this game. If Ozzie gets on, it'll be Verdugo. The 1-1. Swing, chops it foul, curveball. He's been having that thing working all night long. That's been a good pitch for him. Looks like they've got a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. I couldn't quite make out his number. The 1-2 count. Down and in, good take. I know he wanted to swing at that. 2-2. Curveball down around the ankles. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. Change up, we'll do it again. The 2-2, swing, pops it up, can of corn. Same old song. Into the mitt of Suarez, and that'll end the inning. We go to the 8th, trailing by only 1. Back in a flash here on Braves Country.
In the South, drinking and driving does not apply to dirt roads. And if you ever hit the ditch and get stuck, I got a buddy that'll come pull you out for a pack of Marlboro Reds and a 6-pack of Natty Daddies. In the South, it's best not to ask somebody about their car unless you want to hear about all the work they've done to it over the past 25 years. In the South, if you see a cop, it's common courtesy to flash every driver you see after that to let them know that there's danger ahead. You ever seen a lawnmower going down the highway going 75 miles an hour? Do you drink your sweet tea out of mason jars? You ever seen a fight break out at a cornhole tournament? Do you or somebody you know have a finger missing because they held a firecracker too long? You might be from the South. You see a Subaru with an AC unit strapped in the back windshield, you're in the right place. If you see a John Deere tractor in the Wendy's drive-thru, you're probably in the right place. If husband and wife start looking more like brother and sister, you done got lost. That ain't the South I'm talking about. You in the wrong place.
The thing that slowly dawns on us after we watch a number of games is the absence of a clock. It's one of the several things that are quite unique about this game. There's nothing ticking away out there. We don't look at the clock and say this game is soon going to be over. The game might be over soon and not for hours or not ever, in effect. If you keep hitting, you'll live forever because the last out will never come. I'm 70 years old now, and soon I will remember what Casey said when he was 75. He said, most people my age are dead, and you could look it up.
Casey Stengel was starting to show his age. He sometimes dozed off during games, began to mutter about his younger players. The youth of America, he said, you tell them. Here is the opportunity. And the youth of America says, where is the money? In July of 1965, the Mets organized an Old Timers Day to coincide with Stengel's 75th birthday. There were no Met Old Timers. The National League veterans who turned out had all been Dodgers or Giants.
It will be Dylan Lee to start this inning. Corbin Carroll takes a slider right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Does appear that Daysbel Hernandez is warm in the pen. The 0-1 off the plate. 1-1. The 1-1 count. I could be wrong, but Merrill Kelly looks done. 98 pitches, the 1-1. 95 misses high. 2-1. He's got that look of exhaustion and wiping towel on his face. Normally that means a guy's done. 2-1 count. Misses high, 3-1. Corbin Carroll 0 for 2 with the hit by pitch. You do not want to put this guy on to start the inning. He has blazing speed, one of the fastest men in all of baseball. The 3-1 from Lee. Swing. Dribbles it over to first. Olsen has it. He'll flip it to Lee. Covering the backward with his red glove. Step on the pillow, one away. That's a big out, number 1 here in the 8th. I don't know if Corbin Carroll really runs. He more just glides across the ground. Here comes Snicker to come get Lee. I believe we'll get Daysbel Hernandez when we return. Yep, that's him. The door is open of the Braves bullpen. Daysbel's coming in to try to keep this a 1-run ball game. On this date in 1890, submarine pitcher Tim Keefe of the New York Giants in the Players League defeats the Boston Reds 9-4 to record his 300th victory. Sir Timothy, as he was known, who won 19 straight decisions in 1888, will finish his 14-year career with 342 victories. On this date, 1911, in a 26-3 drubbing of the Boston Braves at the Palace of the Fans in Cincinnati, 13 Cincinnati Reds cross home plate. It is the highest number of players from one team to score in a single game in Major League Baseball history. And on this date in 1940, Boston Braves signed South Park High School pitching standout in Buffalo, New York, Warren Spahn, who will make his Major League debut in 1942 when he appears in 2 games as a 20-year-old for Boston before serving 3 years in the Army during World War II. In 1946, the Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient will return to the National League to win the first game of his career at age 25. En route to becoming the winningest southpaw in Major League Baseball history with 363. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Daysbel Hernandez is a mile high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Daysbel, 18 walks versus 20 strikeouts. 1-0 right there for a strike one. In case you're wondering, that's terrible. I mean, that's an awful ratio. 1-1 count. 20 walks, or 20 strikeouts, 18 walks in just 24 appearances. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. He's normally what we like to call effectively wild. He's usually well out of the zone. He'll usually walk a guy or two, but he usually keeps them out off the home plate. That's really the name of the game. You just like a guy who's going to be late in the game like this to be a little more efficient. The 2-2. Smurf sets out wide. Curve ball, well in the dirt. Make it the slider. Full count. When he hits that slider and he's on track with it, it's one of the prettiest sliders in baseball. The payoff pitch, nowhere near the zone. Ball 4. So another walk. He is now 19 walks versus just 20 strikeouts, and Brian Snitker continues to put him in the back of the game. It's one of the more dumbfounding things that you see, and why Craig Kimbrell has never been called up. Here's one thing that'll make your head really scratch. Daysbel Hernandez still has an option. You could send him down to work on his control. That's the dumbest part of this. They wouldn't even have to drop anybody. Young is going to come in and pinch run for Gurriel. Daysbel. There's a pickoff move over there. Young back under it. Young, very fast runner. He's got a huge lead right now, by the way. First pitch on the way. It's a slider, about letter high. It's 0-1. Suarez, who can belt them with the best of them, standing in with 16 home runs, 44 RBI. You're going to flip it over to first again. I'm with you, Tim. I think Scotty B should be getting these opportunities. The 0-1, swing, fist it back foul. It's 0-2. But it's almost like they wait for us to get to extra innings to go into the Scotty B. And he's pitched so well in these situations, it's dumbfounding. The 0-2. When you go around, they're going to check down the line. He did not. 1-2. And I'm not really for sending Daysbel downs per se. I'm really more for just seeing him in the 6th or 7th inning. Wow. Snitker's actually awake. He yelled at the umpire. The 1-2. They float over down to first base. Try to get the runner sleeping. He's going to be back before the tag, 2-2. Man, someone finally woke up Snitker. Wow. The 2-2. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Braves trail 1-0. First base umpire, Austin Jones, he looks a little perturbed. He also looks like he's about 12. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the slider I'm talking about. When he throws that one, he looks unhittable. But the problem is when he throws his slider, you get that pitch once every 5 times he tosses it. So a big strikeout there. Now there's 2 outs. They'll bring Pavin Smith in for Grichuk, and he is a dangerous left-handed bat. You can't just lay him in there. He's got 4 home runs on the year, batting .285 and an .857 OPS. It may sound like a low number, but remember, he platoons. He's not in there every day. They're going to toss it over to first. Thomas gets under the tag. Daysbell does have a pretty good pickoff move when he unleashes it. First pitch on the way is a slider outside. It's 1-0. He normally doesn't use it every time. Normally, he's got the show me, which he just threw out, which he just tossed over there. And he's got another one that he's very quick and accurate with. 1-0. Swing, rips it down the first base line into the right field corner, but foul. And I mean just foul. 1-1. One count. 2 outs. Fires it over to first again. That wasn't it either. And Young was back in plenty of time. So now he's used his moves. Young could be going at any moment. He's got an enormous lead over there too. Pitch on the way in the dirt. Smurf blocks it. Young was bluffing. It's 2-1. Naylor is on deck, so you got another tough left-handed batter looming on deck. The 2-1. Didn't get the call. He's been calling that a wide strike all night long, and now he's pinching the zone. And I'm not saying that pitch was a strike, but he's been calling it a strike for Merrill Kelly. The 3-1. They're going to say that one misses high. And to be fair, he hasn't been giving the high strike all night long, but he's been giving the low strike and the wide strike. And to all of a sudden start pinching the batter, that's just a bad job by Roberto Ortiz. If you're going to have a goofy strike zone, at least make it consistent. They're having a quick powwow on the mound just between the players, Smurf and Ozzie. And Daysbell probably talking about how they want to defend it. Home plate umpire Roberto Ortiz goes up there to break it up. Sure, he got something to the effect of, man, would you get the hell out of here? We're cussing you right now. You are bad at your job, and we're just trying to vent so one of us doesn't get tossed. So now you got a dangerous bat in Naylor coming to the plate. Braves trail by only 1, trying to keep it right there. A tough spot. First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. Slider misses. It's 1-0. The problem with Daysbell Hernandez, the idea of pitching around Naylor is a little dicey because he's so wild, you can't assume he's going to get the next batter. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Slider inside under his hands near his ribs. It's 1-1. You know, if this is a veteran closer or veteran reliever that you could bank on his accuracy, you could see them saying, you know what, let's pitch around him. We'll go after the righty, but you don't want to load the bases with Daysbell. The 1-1, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Not that that's great strategy to begin with, but you see pitchers do it all the time throughout the annals of baseball history where they say, I don't want to face this guy, and I technically have a bag open at third. 1-2 count. Daysbell steps off the bump, trying to keep it right here at a 1-0 game. Getting into that Arizona bullpen, which ranks second to last in the National League, bottom 5 in major leagues. They're trying to get there on a 1-0 game. The 1-2, 101 miles an hour, but well inside. 2-2. Good job by Smurf of keeping that going to the backstop. That kind of handcuffed Smurf. He was set up a little bit outer on the edge, and that 101 went inside. He had to backhand it. Deuce is wild. The 2-2, 2 out, 2 on. Slider down and in, full count. So now the runners are going to be on the move. So you got that problem going on. Last thing they wanted to do and Snickers coming out to the mound to talk to Daysbull. This is interesting. The trainer's coming out there as well. Trying to see what happened here. He threw that 100-mile-an-hour fastball and he looked at his hand. So I don't know if that's a blister. George Polis is coming out there, the Braves head trainer. I think he's been there 14, 15 years, something like that. And he immediately looked down at his hand. I don't know if it was a nail or if it's a blister, but he was definitely looking at his pitch hand and shaking it. Ozzie was the one that waved Snicker and the training staff to come in and look at him. And this is a perfect opportunity if he's not ready to roll. And he's throwing pitches well out of this. He's nowhere near it. They got to pull him. Bring someone else in and give them plenty of time to. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. I don't know if it's it's something to do with his hand because he keeps looking at his hand. It's usually a blister or a fingernail. Hopefully it's not something worse. Will this finally get Craig Kimball into our bullpen? I don't want to see it via the injury, but looks like it will be Scotty B coming out of the bullpen. We'll be back in a flash. They'll give him plenty of time to get ready. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, a full count. Josh Naylor at the plate. .715 by DM McGee, 2024. At 7:14, while enduring the hate, he carried the ghosts and stepped to the plate, echoing down from the great Yankee lore, the Bambino's shadow larger from days of before. Henry brushed back the pressure that loomed, threats from fanatics, knowing records were doomed. Into the box, and here comes the pitch. 7:15, it flipped like a switch. Fans escorted 44 round the bases. Hammer and Hank lit up their faces with smiles that unite as he wiped away tears. He hugged Mama tight for so many years. The Hammer had climbed the ladder to the top. A sigh of relief. Briefly, time stopped. We recall and rewind the impossible dream that night down in Georgia of 7:15. 7:15 by DM McGee, 2024. Welcome back. I thought it was Scotty B, but it's actually Aaron Bummer. They brought Aaron Bummer back up and got him warmed up to come in to face the left-hander Naylor. The dicey part about that, he's already got a full count. So if he doesn't get him, he's going to be facing a couple of right-handers. It's a really, really big, because coming out with an injury, Brian Snitker could have chosen anybody. That's why I thought he was going to go with the right-hander, realizing that if he loads the bases, he wants a right-hander that can get out Moreno. But we'll see what happens here. The runners are going to be on the go. Merrill Kelly is definitely out of the game. They're showing him basically in street clothes at this point. He's got like a hoodie on, but he's done for the night, as we expected. The runners on first and second. 2 outs. They'll be on the go with the pitch. A full count that Bummer has inherited. Bummer comes set. Turns around, spins towards second base, chases Alec Thomas back to the bag. Full count. Brings it. Swing, rips it over to first. Right to Olsen. He'll step on the bag, and whoo, we'll get out of that one, baby. We enter the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 1. Verdugo leads us off when we return.
Say the weird thing.
I'm a grown-ass man, but I still confuse the two words idea and ideal. It's not an idea situation.
Who's ready for some Rickey Henderson stories? Ricky is. After striking out in a game in Seattle, the next batter was walking past him and heard him say, "Don't worry, Ricky, you're still the best." He once asked a teammate how long it would take him to drive to the Dominican Republic. In his first season with the Padres, he boarded the team bus and was looking for a seat when Steve Finley said, "You have tenure, sit wherever you want." To which Ricky replied, "Tenure? Ricky's been in the league at least 16, 17 years. After he broke Ty Cobb's career record for runs with a home run, he capped it off by sliding into home plate. When Ricky and the Mets stayed in a hotel in Cincinnati less than a mile from the field, instead of walking or taking the bus, Ricky pulled up in a stretch limo. After telling Will Clark he was going to steal second base, the Giants pitched out but couldn't throw him out. Afterwards, he jumps up and stares and points at Will Clark saying, "I told you, Thrill, Ricky gone, Ricky gone." Despite only winning 1 Gold Glove in his career, he sometimes signed 2 Gold Gloves when autographing stuff for fans. In 1985, there was a strike that lasted 2 days. Ricky ended up missing a doubleheader when play resumed because he didn't know the strike was over. In his 1976 high school yearbook, it says, "Being cool is what Ricky Henderson practices all day." With the new MLB rules, how many stolen bases would Ricky Henderson have if he played today?
During the celebrations, Stengel fell off a bar stool and broke his hip. It took a long time to heal, and he and management finally agreed that it was time for him to quit.
Recognition of these services, this number will be retired, never worn by another Mets player, and placed in a glass case here at Shea Stadium in appreciation of your services.
Thank you very much. I hope they don't make a mummy under that glass case. Make a mummy out of me and keep me there that long.
I'd like to see them give that number 37 to some young player so it can go on and do some good for the Mets. But the Mets finished 10th again. The biggest crowd at Shea Stadium that year came to see the Beatles.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Thomas will stay in for defense. Alec Thomas for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He'll stay in and go to center field. Tawa will move to left. Thompson, the right-hander, comes in to face Verdugo. As Alex takes the first pitch at the knees, it's 0-1. Infield back into the right. Ryan Thompson, 5.87 ERA, the 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. Kind of a almost submarine pitch, a really 3/4 delivery. Kind of whips his arm out there. 1-1 count. Verdugo trying to find any way to get aboard. The 1-1. Swing, chops it down the first base line. Foul. One-two count. Thompson comes set. The pitch. Inside, down low. Just misses. 2-2. So not only does he have the funky delivery because he kind of comes from the backside, then whips the 3/4 delivery, He is 6'5", so he's got all kinds of, comes at you like a spider monkey. The 2-2. Swing lifts it into center field. That is down for a base hit. Come on, Braves country. Let's freaking go.
What's going on?
Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger.
See if they may pinch run for Verdugo.
Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going and we want him to stay that way.
He's got decent speed, but you can see them bringing in Eli White. They are going to pinch run. I would assume it's Eli White. Yeah, it is the Book of Eli standing at first. They'll say Luke Williams in case they need him later on. The righty-righty matchup. Sean Murphy at the plate, and honestly, they should be sending Drake Baldwin, but I think they'll wait till the next batter who is due up, who is Nick Allen. I would think, yep, they just showed it. Baldwin is standing on deck. The only thing that makes me nervous about this is that Murphy is prone to the double play. First pitch on the way, swing lifts it high and deep into right center field. That's going to get down. Eli White turning the corner. He's heading to third, and the Braves have runners on the corners with nobody out. Holy cow!
I must call an emergency meeting.
Smurf splits the gap.
Don't try to fool me.
Great job by Corbin Carroll. He cut it off. If someone like Corbin Carroll's speed is not in right field, that ball's going to get into and up against the wall, and Eli's going to score. But nonetheless, we've got runners on the corners, nobody out. Luke Williams is going to come in and run for Smurf, which means Drake Baldwin coming in to hit. They will flip-flop. Luke will play short, and Drake will play behind the plate defensively. They go out to have a real quick talk with Thompson. He's got to face one more batter before they could pull him. They do have a right-hander. Looks like that might be Ginkel. I can't quite make out his number, but they do have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Arizona Diamondbacks. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is just off the plate for a strike. It's 0-1, but on the throw, Luke Williams snags second base. He took off like a bat out of hell. No chance for them to get him, and now the double play is out of order. The 0-1 swing chops it foul down the first base line. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Drake's just got to make sure that he puts the ball in play. The infield is in, and that is interesting because you're risking giving up the lead. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. You're not just talking about you have the infield all the way in. You're threatening giving up the lead doing that. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike three. Drake Baldwin down on strikes. That is not what you want from the Drake. One away. Man, oh man alive.
I told you the Drake was bad. I hate the Drake.
I think they're going to come out and make a change. Looks like Torey Lovullo is coming out. That'll be it for Thompson. Runners at second and third, one out. The Snakes go to the pen. We'll be back in a flash. Michael Harris II is due up.
Say the weird thing.
Okay. Do you ever brush your hair and then you see a few pieces come out, or you're outside and you touch your head or your hair and a couple pieces come out. Do you ever think that maybe one of them will fly off into the wind and it'll land in a crime scene and then you'll be convicted you didn't commit? Because sometimes I think about that.
Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
When I was a boy, I played baseball, and I would go to baseball games as much as I could. One of the most important moments of the game was when the national anthem was played. Everyone stood up. I would go with my friends, we'd have on our baseball games, we'd take them off. It was at this moment that there was a certain sense that we were all American. And when I would play the game with my friends, and we would be in the ballpark, we would follow the ritual that was at the stadium. And so we would have the national anthem, and we would sing the national anthem when we would play, playing in some playground somewhere, or some little grass field, and we would do the national anthem. And we put our hats over our hearts and everything. And I don't think there was anything in America that made me feel American except baseball. I felt connected with this country because of it.
Welcome back. Justin Martinez, the right-hander's coming in. 3.46 ERA. 13 innings, 16 strikeouts. He does have 7 walks. Righty-lefty matchup, first pitch on the way. Harris swings at one well out of the zone. Splitter well off the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 infield still in. This baffles me. The 0-1 swing, fouls it back, 99 miles an hour. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Any kind of fly ball to the outfield should score and tie the game, with Eli White standing at third. Any kind of blooper is going to score too. The 0-2. Chased one well off the edge, strike 3. 2 of the 3 pitches were a foot out of the zone. You can't bat Harris any lower. Number 9 in the order, and that feels too high. 2 down. That was just disgusting. So 2 out, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to get automatically walked to load the bases for Austin Riley. Austin Riley, usually a guy that you want up there in this kind of spot. First pitch on the way to Riley, swung on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe, fouls it back. It's 0-1. Don't need a home run. We just need a base hit, a walk, anything to get the runner home. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 93 below the knees, 1-1. Braves got to Justin Martinez out in the desert. He does have electric stuff. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-1. Inside 2-1. Good take by Riley. So a 2-1 count, you got to figure he's going to get something here. He does not want to go to 3-1 with Riley. The 2-1. Inside 3-1, 99 miles an hour. Misses well inside. Now if you're Riley, I think you got to make him throw a strike. Put the pressure on him. The infield is now back and to the left a little bit. 3-1 count. Pitch. Just grabs the top of the zone, full count, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. So now the runners will be on the move. Anything that gets down could score 3 with Acuna at first. You got the fastest guys on the team essentially on the base paths, Eli, Luke, and Acuna. The payoff pitch, swing. They're going to say that, what happened? The ball hit Riley. He struck out, and somehow he made contact with the ball, and that'll end the inning. Braves choke again in the big situation. We go to the top of the 9th, trailing by only 1.
Hey, quick question. And I feel stupid for asking, but when you're stirring up some do you go clockwise or counterclockwise?
Today we are discussing the career of George Brett. He is most known for the Pine Tar game that occurred on July 24th, 1983. He twice collected 4 hits in a postseason game. Even more impressive, he batted .370 in the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. This included his Game 7 4-for-5 performance. Overall, in the postseason, he batted .337 with a 1.023 OPS in 43 games. In 1980, he nearly became the first player to hit 400 since Ted Williams in 1941. On September 19th, with 13 games left, he went 2 for 4, raising his average to exactly 400. He won the American League MVP award in 1980. He finished with a 300 or better average in 11 of his 21 seasons. Over his 21-year career, he batted .305 with 317 home runs and 1,596 RBI. He had 3,154 hits and had a career WAR of 88.6. He was a 13-time All-Star, won 1 Gold Glove, and won 6 Silver Sluggers. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1999 with 98.2% of the vote.
It certainly was a kind of have and have not thing. The baseball players were very expendable. If you got hurt, you were gone. There was no pension or anything else like that. And they saw people making money hand over fist. The owners, in Comiskey's case, he owned the ballpark. He bottled his own soda in the basement. He was making a nickel on everything that went, that moved in that ballpark. And there they were, they were nicknamed the Black Sox even before they threw the World Series because one year he started charging them for laundering their uniforms. And they went on strike by saying, okay, then we won't launder them. And they got dirtier and dirtier and dirtier until the sports writers called them the Black Sox. And then, in fact, Comiskey said, okay, I'll launder your uniforms. And then he took it out of their World Series bonus.
Welcome back. Glacius is going to come back in to pitch the 9th inning, probably because why the hell not? You got to get the guy some work. If you're just joining us, Drake Baldwin, Michael Harris, and Austin Riley all struck out with the tying run 90 feet away. First pitch on the way is a strike, followed up by a ball. It's 1-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-1, 95 misses outside wide to it. Two 2-1 count. Down and away, 3-1. The 3-1. Swung on, chopped over to third. Riley has to charge it, fires it across the diamond. 5-3 put out, 1 down. One down. Some of y'all's comments are cracking me up. Iglesias fires the first pitch. That pitch was right there in the zone. Doesn't get the call. Roberto Ortiz. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing rips it into left. That's down for a base hit. That's going to be a double up against the wall. Tawa gets into scoring position. I bet they find a way. 1 on, 1 out. Number 9 hitter due up now in Perdomo. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. 94 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1, swung on, chops it over to second. Ozzie has it, flips it to first, 4-3, 2 down. The most maddening thing about this is just watching this team spit the bit game after game when Chris Sale gives an incredible outing. The fact that man is only 3-3 is unbelievably embarrassing. Two down, and there was something wrong with the batting helmet of Marte. Not sure what was going on there. I don't know if he grabbed the wrong one. Something was going on. Bat Boy came in and cleaned it up. He's 0 for 3. First pitch on the way is just below the knees. It's 1-0. He may have had his right-handed batting helmet. 1-0, slaps it. Hey, gets it into left field, down for a base hit, and that's how you hit with runners in scoring position. Arizona takes a 2-0 lead. Pitch was on the outer edge, just kind of corkscrewed it over Riley's head. He stands at first. 2 outs. First pitch to Corbin Carroll, high and out of the zone, 1-0. Right there at the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Inside, 95 miles an hour, 2-1. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. Is Tim saying if you squint your eyes, it looks like we've scored 5 runs? Oh my God, if that's what you're saying, man, we really have hit rock bottom. The 3-1 pitch. High and inside, ball 4. He walks Carroll, puts runners on first and second. Iglesias' struggles continue. Do wonder how much longer the Braves will put up with this. The front office, how much longer will they watch this team flutter around, lose game after game after game, as the first pitch to Thomas is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. If they lose this game tonight, that'll be 10 of their last 13. What is the tipping point to finally get a change at the top? As the 0-1 fouls back, it's 0-2. I don't know what it's going to take for them to finally fire Brian Snitker. Seems like he's a made man, but you can't have the fan base thinking that this is going to be okay the rest of the year. You're about to host the All-Star game. You got to put some kind of energy into this organization. The 0-2, inside 1-2. And the ho-hum shucks, oh shucks, it'll be all right. I mean, that is played out. If y'all missed what Snitker said after last night's game, is that he didn't want to bring Montero out as the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash, and I'll finish that thought. But it's going to enrage you when you find out what Snitker said after the game.
Say the weird thing.
If you have a whole lot of junk to get rid of, it's cheaper to go buy a storage unit for $29.99 a month, pay for it for 1 month, and never do it again, rather than to go buy a $300 rollaway dumpster. Plus, you get a little extra side mission to where you can actually go to the auction and watch somebody buy your junk.
All right, I wanted to touch base about tomorrow. Sam, I know that you already arrived in D.C. I'll be there later on this evening. Brian, what is your status right now?
Yeah, so I just landed in Washington as well, so I should be all set for the...
Brian, why are you still at the airport? You should have been on the same flight as Sam, no?
Wait, yeah, I actually didn't see you, Sam. I mean, my flight was like 6 hours.
My flight was 1 hour. Yeah, Brian, you're in Washington, D.C., not Washington State, correct?
Wait, is there a difference?
There's an enormous difference, Brian. They're on opposite sides of the United States, different coasts.
Brian, did you read the travel folder handbook I gave you? Because it had your ticket and itinerary in there. You didn't have to buy your own flight.
Okay, well, I don't have enough room in my luggage for like 20 handbooks. I don't get
Well, maybe a handbook would have been helpful because you ended up in the wrong damn city.
Okay, well, I feel like sometimes I work in like the tortured HR department. This is like...
Is that a Taylor Swift reference, Brian?
No, that'd be unprofessional. I don't think,
There's nothing unprofessional about Taylor Swift.
The same crew that demolished Ebbets Field now took down the Polo Grounds. Other old stadiums would fall fast, victims of decaying inner-city neighborhoods and urban renewal. Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, Forbes Field in Pittsburgh with its formal gardens, and Philadelphia's palatial Shibe Park, where Connie Mack had worked for 42 years. The era of John McGraw and Ty Cobb and Honus Wagner now seemed very far away.
Jesse Martinez is going to go out there to face Olson, Ozuna, and Ozzie to try to nail down another win for the Diamondbacks. Braves trail by 2, first pitch on the way. Inside for a ball, it's 1-0. Brian Snitker said after the game last night, if you remember, he left Montero in there. Montero gave up the 3 runs and made it 8-3, made the game pretty much out of reach. As the 1-0 misses inside 2-0. Actually, it did. It put the game out of reach. It was in the 8th inning. We were 5-3, or in the 9th inning, 5-3. If you keep it there, and Montero had already thrown 1 inning. If you keep it there, you got a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-0 in the dirt, 3-0. What Brian Snitker actually said, that's one thing to think, it's another thing to say it, to the press, and nobody pushed back on it, was that he did not want to chase a win, because if you keep doing that, is the 3-0 pitch, outside wide, called for a wide strike. There he is again, Roberto Ortiz, inconsistent as hell with the strike zone. That pitch was 2 inches off the plate. The 3-1 to Olson, outside wide, ball 4. But he said he did not want to chase wins because basically what he was trying to say is he didn't want to put one of his good arms in, because when he has a chance to win a game later in the week, he'd be out of arms. What the hell are you talking about? Scott Blewett was already warming up in the bullpen. So what are you talking about? You've already gotten him hot, as they say. You might as well use him. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is 100 at the knees. It's 0-1. And the idea that he doesn't want to chase a win when his team is below 500 in June, that's a fireable offense. I don't care what anyone says. The 0-1, inside, almost gets him, goes to the backstop. Olson should be safe. He is at second. It's a good throw by Moreno. That was a lot closer than it should have been for a ball that caromed off the wall. The throw, actually, if Marte holds on to it, he's going to be out. Wouldn't have that been a kick in the grapes? But he dropped the ball, and Olson is safe. We've got a runner at second, nobody out. But the Braves now trail by 2 and not 1 after Iglesias coughed up the run in the top of the 9th. So it kind of changes your approach. The 1-1 to Ozuna, down and in 2-1. But when I read that, because I didn't listen to the postgame because I'm tired of listening to him, the same song and dance. When I read that this morning, I mean, my head almost exploded. The 2-1 count, down and in 3-1. So Martinez in danger of walking the second man of the inning. They could, in theory, put Jose Azocar in as a pinch runner for Marcel if he gets on. The 3-1, right down the pipe on the outer edge, 3-2, 99. That's the last bullet they have in the chamber on the bench is Azekar. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase went in the dirt. Strike 3. That'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Ozuna knows he swung at a bad pitch. It was a splitter. Nowhere near the zone. Ozzie Albies comes on. Righty-lefty matchup. Open stance from the left side. First pitch. Inside. Misses. 1-0. On deck. 1-0. Would be Eli White. Below the knees. 2-0. Keep looking to see if they have anyone warming up in the pen for Arizona. I haven't seen them flash to anybody yet. There's going to be a quick powwow on the mound with Perdomo, some of the other infielders talking to Martinez. Ozzie goes over to the on-deck circle to talk to Eli. Ozzie's 0 for 3 with a fly out, a strikeout, a pop out. Just trying to get aboard. He represents the tying run. Braves trail 2-0. There is now a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Pitch on the way to Ozzie, 100 miles an hour, misses inside but called for a strike. It's 2-1. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Outside wide 3-1. Three-1 count. Eli on deck. The pitch to the whiz. Inside ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Runners on first and second.
I'm the whiz. I'm the whiz. I'm the whiz. I'm the whiz and no baby.
Hell, I'll take about 5 or 6 more of these walks and let's go on home. Runners on first and second. There is one out, so a double play is what Arizona's looking for. Martinez, first pitch on the way, swung on, banged over to third. 5, 4, 3. Attempted a double play. It would have ended the game, but Eli beat it out. Ketel Marte looked like he had a hard time getting the ball out of his glove. We'll have runners on the corners. There are 2 outs. He did kind of a double take, like a hitch in his step. I'm not sure really what caused that, but whatever it was, allowed Eli to beat out the runner. And now, it all comes down to the lethal bat of Luke Williams. Standing on deck is Drake. If Eli can get on, if Luke can get on base. He got hit. He got hit and the bases are loaded. We will take it. We will take it. Hit in the upper part. Looked like right around the shoulder blade, maybe the ribs. I think it got him in the ribs, but the bases are now loaded.
Hitting? Not about muscle. Simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
So what you have so far is they check on, I don't know what they're doing, checking on Luke Williams. What are they going to do? He's the last guy on the bench. Well, I guess they could put Azekar in theory. Martinez, not only has he hit a batter, He's pitched an inning and a third. He's walked 3. Now his wildness has always been an issue. They do have a right-hander who looks like he's warmed up in the bullpen. I believe that's Juan Murillo, but I couldn't make it out. All they keep showing is the front of him. I couldn't make out the number. But anyhow, Drake Baldwin will come to the plate with the game on the line. Tying run at second base. First pitch on the way, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. You almost wonder if he may walk him to get to Michael Harris. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-0 to Drake. Down and in, 2-0. 2-0 count. Struck out his last time up. With second and third and nobody out, Drake Baldwin struck out. Now, to be fair, it was his first at bat of the game. Coming off the bench cold is not easy. The 2-0. Inside, called for a strike, 2-1. Two-one count. Righty lefty, the pitch. Inside, 3-1. So Drake is a ball away from cutting this lead in half and bringing the tying run to third base. Pitch was definitely down and in. It's just a miracle that Ortiz actually called the pitch correctly. The 3-1. Swing, slices it, foul. Over the third base dugout, will do it again. Now the runners will be on the move. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Drake Baldwin standing at the dish with the runners on the move. Anything that gets down would score and tie the game for sure. The payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So that'll walk in a run. The Ice House comes
you don't
in.
Like the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Looks like they're going to keep the dice rolling with Martinez. Michael Harris coming to the plate. Can he finally deliver? Harris with a dreadful game so far. He's 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out, and struck out. First pitch on the way. 98 at the knees. It's 0-1. Tying run at third. The winning run now moves to second base. The 0-1. Outside wide 1. Luke Williams is standing at second. So anything that gets down should win the game with his speed. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Michael Harris and the Atlanta Braves are down to their last strike. Like to see him shorten up that swing, but it doesn't look like he's going to choke up. Braves trail 2-1. Martinez steps off the rubber for a second to reset. The runner at first, his run does not count. It's second and third. That's all that matters. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harris doesn't even try to run to first. He gives up the loss, takes it right down the gullet, and that ends the game. In fitting fashion, Michael Harris strikes out swinging. His second strikeout of the night with the tying run standing at third base. Braves lose 2-1. The offense continues to not do a darn thing, and you can't bat Michael Harris any lower in the lineup. He goes 0 for 4. He's now batting .227. Braves put a couple of good innings together. They only scratch out the 1 run, and the offensive woes continue. Hiring a new third base coach doesn't do you any good when no one ever gets to third base. They got to make some hard decisions. They got a night to sleep on it. You know where my vote is. Y'all have a great one, Braves Country. We'll see you tomorrow at 12:15. First pitch, Grant Holmes. Go ahead and sleep it off. There's nothing else you can do. This has been a tough, tough stretch. God bless you, Braves Country. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence, his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. and somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.